This is for those who'd like a moment.
Okay. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Good Bit Podcast. We're here closing in on another landmark year. This is episode number 50. What in the name of God episode is this? This is 52, I believe. Yes, nice round number closing out the year. Not. Episode number 52 is here, ladies and gents. Hello, welcome. Thank you, first and foremost. Thank you very much for downloading. And you know what? Thank you very much to anybody who downloaded, listened, streamed, watched, whatever you did in the past year. And this is the second annual Let's Look Back or Let's Listen Back to Some of the Best Moments of the Year episode. It feels like just yesterday that I was sitting here recording the best bits of 2017. It's now nearly 2019, so it's time to look back on, you guessed it, 2018. So yeah, a big year, really good year. Really busy in terms of YouTube and podcasting along the lines of The Good Bit and CM42 TV, branching out, making some new relationships with some bands, with some YouTube channels, with some other podcasts, which has been really, really nice. People like the Watch Party podcast, Daisuke Beppu on YouTube, Dead Coyotes, the band here in Scotland. It's been a really good year, meeting new people and sort of spreading the word of the podcast and spreading the word of other people on the show. That's been great fun for me anyway, personally. That's kind of why I kind of got into this. And you'll hear a lot about that on this episode. You know, you'll see the kind of growth of not only the episodes, but the sort of personality of the show, I think. It was a really strong year for us on The Good Bit in terms of growing the show. And not only getting more listeners, but really developing our character. That sounds really bad, or really silly. But even just like, because any podcast can just be about movies and let's just talk about random things. But I think over the past year in 2018, The Good Bit's really, benefited from the looseness, is that a word, of the podcast, and the sort of fun, relaxed nature of the show. One episode we can be really serious and we can be doing a Q&A. And then the next episode, we could be drunk reading emails that you guys have sent in. And then the next episode could be 100% dedicated to a single film. That's kind of the charm of the show. It's kind of like the structure is no structure. And you'll get to that, later on in the episode. Because I picked out some moments, some of my personal favourites from 2018. And by me, I am Chris Moffat. Hello. I'm your host, and I have been your host this past year. So what we've done is, we've looked back and we've listened back to some of the old episodes from 2018, and I've picked some moments, some conversations, some reviews for you to listen to here. And this is kind of like, this one's kind of good, in terms of like advertising the show. If anybody kind of missed out on a lot of episodes in the year because people were busy or whatever, or if anybody's ever been interested in listening to The Good Bit, this is a good one to start with because it's kind of like a roundup of the previous year going into the new one. So 2019 should be very exciting. But I think this time last year, we were thinking about, new podcasts starting in the new year. And our first episode was, or at least one of our first episodes, was episode 34. And it was the annual Top 10 Films of the Year episode, which is, closing in on another one now, coming into the new year. But this was a good one back at the start of 2018. It was a Top 10 Films of 2017 episode. And before we got into our countdown and before we got into our lists, I opened the question to the panel. And that question was, boys, girls, children of all ages, everybody on the show, how was your 2017 in a nutshell? And this was the response that I got. How was your 2017 in a nutshell?
Worst year of my life.
It's good that you admit that because everyone says
Oh, it's awful. It's so bad.
I get that.
Oh, I had a good year.
Wasn't my worst year of my life.
I had a good year.
Yeah, I mean, you had a good year. You didn't have to move away.
You get mixed up with like the school year and the academic year.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah, no, we auditioned. I didn't get in. I had to leave my nice flat. I had to move to Oban. Had to work in a crap shop for crap money for no hours. Had to get a new job in a cafe. Had to still live away. Great times has by all.
But you were on best episode of the year.
Yes, I know, obviously.
What was the best episode?
Harry Potter.
I voted for my ones. I voted for everything that was to
You-
do with me,
me,
To
obviously.
do with you, yeah. I just closed my eyes and went like that at the phone because I was like, I'm in all of
Most
these.
Whoa, okay. Well, you were here in the last one we talked about your 2017. Yeah, a pretty good year. You're going to be sick?
No.
Just thinking.
When? No.
Could
You
you
did
see
the-
the
you did the
cogs
award shows.
turning?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and you talked about your 2017, which is quite good. Yeah.
Yeah, my 2017 was alright.
Yeah, I had a good year. Nothing too major.
Can't complain.
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to have the perfect year, do you know what I mean? So,
Oh no, 2018 gonna be my fucking year.
Yeah.
How's
your
it
year
been so far?
Straight. It actually has, because I was gonna move and now I can't move.
Why?
You will do it this
I
year.
will.
What do you mean you
this
can't
year.
move?
Oh, it just there was we just can't do it until like a couple months.
Oh, we'll talk about it. Oh,
It's
Yeah.
fine, yeah, it's fine.
I think I made my first bad decision of 2018 about 30 seconds into 2018.
What was that?
I don't know.
But you just think that's the way it's going to
Oh,
go for the
you
rest
were-
of the year.
You were sleeping.
But you were a mess. I wasn't even there and I knew you were a mess, which is good though.
Oh, that was messy.
Yeah.
No, I'm telling you, most of the party,
Messy last
you
night
were
as well.
on the couch, just like snuggled up.
See last year for the top 10, were you hungover last year?
I think you were.
Yeah, you were.
Yeah.
You were.
So it seems only right that we're hungover
Yeah, it's
today.
good. Yeah, we were all out last night apart from Aaron.
I'm not hungover.
Yeah. So I was going to say, how's life on a new podcast?
Oops.
Well, live on a new podcast.
You've started a new one. How's
Well,
it going?
it's. I'm sort of taking your role
Are you?
as the lead. I do everything.
You're
Yeah.
the face that runs the place.
I'm the face that runs the place.
Yeah.
I don't enjoy it. I much prefer just speaking.
You're the champ that runs the camp.
I'm the
isn't it?
champion of the cap. This whole editing thing, we've put out one episode and
Nightmare.
recorded two. I've still not.
It's not easy, is it?
No, it's not easy. But it's fun. I
It is
enjoy
fun. I do enjoy it. Yeah.
Uh,
I like being a host and being the one in charge and stuff. It's nice.
I should have. I wanted to contact you and be like,
How do you do
what the
this?
fuck do
You
you
know,
do?
haven't you? Yeah.
Because what's the iTunes deal? Because we put a few out on Podomatic and then we apply for it. Is that the
Pretty much, yeah. And then you submit your feet. You need to have a couple episodes on the
Well, we've got the next episode coming out. We've got lots of segments that I've recorded on my phone.
Okay,
I'm
good.
struggling to get them
all together.
in, so it's taking
Okay.
a while.
Good.
First episode went down well.
I enjoyed it. Yeah.
Everyone at school was
Yeah.
saying that
I enjoyed it. I listened to it.
Oh, did you?
It's doing quite well in terms of listens.
It is
Yeah.
actually, yes.
It only took you 6 minutes to mention me though. I
Did it
wrote
take me
down.
6 minutes?
Yeah, I remember because it was distinctly 6 minutes. I said, "Oh, it'll be 5 minutes until he mentioned me," and it had 5 minutes, and you hadn't said it yet. And I was like, "Fuck!" And then it's 6 minutes, and you said it. And I was like, "6 minutes."
What did I say? What did I say?
Oh, nothing. You were just saying you used to do the good bit and stuff. And
Oh yeah, I did talk about it.
So it was good. No, I appreciated it, and I would like to come on at some point. That'd be nice.
Soon you will perish here in the back of my shop.
So here's hoping that 2018 was just as exciting or maybe just a little bit better than 2017, and we will look forward to hearing all about this past year when we do our top 10 films of 2018 episode, which I'm dreading, by the way. Not because, the episode, it's actually probably my favourite episode to do every year. Just talking about the best films of the year. But it's just going to be so difficult this year. There's just been so many amazing films that came out in 2018. And speaking of great films that came out in 2018, what about arguably the most loved and talked about and discussed film of the year? Or at least one of them, because there was loads of those really discussed films. But one of them was the sequel to the loved classic Mamma Mia. And on episode number 44 back in the summer of 2018, myself, Ewan Ferguson and Aaron Dockard sat down at Good Bit Studios to discuss our love and our passion for Mamma Mia 2. Sneezing is
natural.
Is very natural, just like the love we all have for ABBA, Mamma Mia, Meryl Streep, and on this episode, dearly, Lily James.
Listen, we've done an original good bit thing here.
We have indeed.
What we've done is the original format of the show. We've seen a film. We've not spoken about it.
Nope.
Not once.
Come home via a lovely Italian.
Oh yeah, it was lovely.
We didn't even speak about the film over dinner, which was hard.
To be fair, I think we did really well.
We did really well. So now
I didn't even think about it.
Yeah.
I've been thinking about it non-stop. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. No, I mean,
Yes, you did.
I know what you mean, but we haven't seen each other in a long time.
Yeah.
So it's kind of
But
nice.
there's
to
other
catch
things
up.
to talk about.
Yeah.
I'm unsure what to talk about because I don't feel like I can even analyse that because I had the best time.
yeah, it's fun. It's not.
When you don't like something,
Don't take it seriously.
it's easier to pick apart things and say, well, I didn't like this. But when you just have such a good time, it's hard. it was just amazing.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm not a musicals person, but I saw this in the cinema in 2008, 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And it was all with all the mums.
Yeah.
And everyone laughed. And you know when you see a film in the cinema that was maybe a comedy or whatever, and whenever you watch that film again, you remember where the cinema audience all lost their shit and laughed.
Yeah.
It's the same with Mamma Mia, and it was a brilliant experience.
Everybody has that film, isn't
Everyone's got it's Mamma Mia for me. I cannot state enough how much I love ABBA, and not just Dancing Queen, but obscure ABBA. For example, I knew most of the songs in that.
Most of them, really. I knew a couple. Wait, I knew. I didn't. I wasn't singing.
Yeah, I
but,
knew
like,
most of the songs in that.
Did you know the? I love the.
I didn't at all.
I love the When I Kissed the Teacher, the first
When I
one.
Kissed the Teacher.
Yeah,
I didn't
love
know that one.
I love that song.
In fact,
What
no,
a
I
good
did
song.
know it because of everyone
film.
saying, "Oh my god, I love this one."
Oh really?
Yeah.
Do people like that one?
Yeah.
Because I love that.
And also, that's another spoiler. Like the songs that are involved, you know, because you get
Oh,
so excited at the soundtrack.
I
you know?
made sure I knew nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know anything going into it.
Especially,
you still
especially
use-
didn't know. Well, yeah. I mean, it's everything I want in a movie.
Really?
Yeah, and it just brings joy. I mean, when we came out of the cinema, what buzz!
I was smiling. I was
Everyone,
smiling.
everyone as well.
And there was,
everyone-
there was
well,
an applause.
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
never
There was
done
an
one.
applause. There was an applause after the fucking film.
It's
It was
unbelievable.
I mean, it was mainly us, but
When we started, we were like, yeah.
I heard people like over there, and I was like, "Oh, frick,
I heard someone
well.
crying.
really?"
Did you not? So,
Ken on the right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had that too.
I mean, I've thought like I was getting a bit. Whew, I
Yeah.
was getting
Oh,
quite a
Because these
lot
are
of-
songs that most of the people in the room like they've had a
grown up
journey
with
with.
it.
And I did think that going in, I was thinking we're going to be in with all the mums and the aunties and stuff, but I didn't really feel there was a lot of kids there. There were.
What
there
we
there
were in
couples.
with the mums and the aunties.
We were
but it
with
was
them.
I'm
brilliant.
alright with
It was
that,
brilliant.
yeah.
I'm just saying it was nice to have like a variety of different types of people.
Yeah, yeah,
you know,
yeah.
to kind of experience that with. You said that you always have a memory when you watch a film again of the cinema experience. Do you have one? You know that? Any film you can think of that it was such a good experience that every time you watch it now, you think of that?
Yeah, it's a film that I've only watched once since I seen it in
Right,
the cinema.
yeah.
It's Don't Breathe.
Okay,
Oh.
awesome. Yeah, I like that film.
Just because, like, it's a good film, and I remember being in the cinema and like you could feel like everyone.
Yeah,
It's so tense.
that's what I felt when I saw A Quiet Place. the cinema.
That's another one as
Yeah.
well. Comedy wise, like Anchorman 2, I think I
Yes,
always
I
remember
remember
that.
The laughs.
Yeah,
I remember Batman vs Superman.
I
remember the laughs in that.
Yep, yep. Just does like that.
There's a horse.
It's
Remember that?
a horse.
I like that though when you
What
watch
was
something.
yours?
Force Awakens, 100%.
Oh,
Do you?
of
Oh,
course.
because you saw it on the night.
On the night and just everything about it, like
Yeah,
different
wow.
experiences with the film and stuff. Yeah, totally. And then it was nice for me to show people who hadn't seen the film, and as I was going on, I was annoying them horribly by giving them kind of a commentary. And in the cinema when that happened, this is the reaction. So don't watch Force Awakens with me, because that would be awkward.
I think we watched it and we fell asleep. Or was that? We just you?
Yeah, I was there. You were
Yeah,
there.
I was there as well. So
It was
Leanne.
the fourth time I'd seen it and I fell
Me
asleep.
too. Me too.
I think it was it's my third.
And then we went out.
Third or fourth time. Oh yeah.
You took me to
Bamboo.
the burrito place, and I hated it.
You did hate it. Was that that night?
Yeah, it was that night. Yeah.
Pinto.
Pinto.
That's
That's
not-
changed Barbarito now. Is it?
Is that what is that now, or is
Yeah.
it just? I thought it was just closed.
Not as good.
I was
must
like,
say.
no
She's
wonder.
changed, yeah.
Soon you will die.
So much love for Mamma Mia 2, and we hope that everybody enjoyed Mamma Mia, Here We Go Again, and we hope you enjoyed the episode. That's one of my favourite ones. It's just classic, Good Bit style. Let's go see a film, let's not talk about it until we're at Good Bit Studios and recording, and that's what we did there, and that just, we got so passionate, we got so into it, and it was just a lot of fun doing the episode. So, two of my boys, Aaron and Ewan, you'll hear a lot more of them throughout this episode. But another, type of episode that I produced this year, I started producing. I sound so selfish when I say that, because it's really, I do the editing and the recording, and I organise the episodes or whatever, but it's really not just me. I'm joined by guests and new people all the time. They're the ones that really make the show, because honestly I couldn't do it without them. But don't let them don't let them know that I said that. So one of the ideas that I had this year was just, throw out a random movie topic that's quite generic, and we can just have everybody's just kind of throw in suggestions to what types of movies that they like that kind of fit into that generic topic. And one of them was back at episode number 48, and it was called Movies on Water. And I was just thinking, what films do we love that water is a key component of the film? Movies, in the swimming pool, at the beach, in the ocean, anything like that where water is a main theme. basically because we wanted to talk about shark films. We were joined by Mason, Sophie, and Dom, and this was Dom's first appearance on the show. And Dom is very interesting because his favourite movies of all time are very water-based. They are The Shallows and 47 Metres Down. Very interesting picks, I know. And I thought having him on the good bit and on an episode as monumental as movies on water, I thought that would be the perfect opportunity to ask him why, Dom, is The Shallows and 47 Metres Down your favourite movies of all time? Now, when I first met you just over a year ago, and I was like, so much, do you like movies and stuff? And you were like, yes. And I was like, what's your favourite movie? And you said The Shallows, and I thought you were joking. But I don't know why I just did. I just was like, really? That's an odd choice. And then you did a presentation about somebody. Who was it?
Well, it was nothing to do with The Shallows.
I know, but you did. But who was it you did the presentation about?
Reese Witherspoon.
Reese Witherspoon. I was thinking, why did you do it about Reese Witherspoon? So that made me think, not your conventional favourite movie sort of choice. Why do you love The Shallows so much?
The Shallows is... Have we all seen it?
Yeah.
No.
Oh,
Mason's
God.
not seen it.
I
Chris,
was
have you seen
made
it?
to watch it by you.
Yeah.
Okay.
I watched it, but I like the idea. I like Blake Lively.
Blake
She's
Lively
incredible.
is so hot.
She's fantastic in that movie.
She's a good actor as well. Yeah.
Yeah. I think the film is brilliant. I love the pacing. I love the cinematography. I love the colour palette. I love the tension. I love the action. I love that it's a survival story. It's billed as a shark thriller, but it's not.
Yeah.
It's a story of survival. It's a story of redemption and a story of inner strength. I think it's brilliant.
Story
And it's
of inner
timeless.
strength.
See, this is what sometimes I think Dominic is like, oh yeah, I like The Shallows because whatever, I like to be different and is Blake Lively. And then he comes out with stuff like that and I'm like, oh, why do you actually have a good reason?
The shark in The Shallows is metaphorical for her mother's battle with cancer that she lost. And she's not
You made that
Her
up.
mother dies of cancer, that's why she goes to discover herself. She's attacked by the shark, she's stranded, and she has to get over that emotional turmoil.
Still not a great film, but
Okay.
No, listen, I'd say it would be a really good film. I really, really enjoyed it. But I just never thought that's one of the greatest films of all time. And that's why I'm really interested in that, because it's like, obviously everybody has their favourites. I like Rush Hour, for example. I think that's one of the greatest films ever. And no one agrees.
who's the director? Do you know?
Jean Colette Serra is the director of the movies Taken. And
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Run on It, sorry.
Because I think, like, when you think about movies and you think of all-time favourites and all-time classics, it's to do with the actors and the themes and the directors and stuff. And because it's maybe not, like, as well-known a director, and because Blake Lively's known for, like, Gossip Girl and stuff like that, that's probably why it's not as deemed as a classic.
True.
Yeah.
But that's the same with a show like Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Oh
a lot
my
of people
God.
wouldn't say that that's a classic because it was catered towards teenagers, but everyone agrees critically that it's amazing.
So, another one of your favourites is 47 Metres Down.
47 Metres Down, yes.
Mandy Moore.
Mandy Moore and Claire Holt.
Tell me about that one.
Okay, 47 Metres Down is a story about two sisters who go on holiday in Mexico, and one of them has recently just been dumped by her boyfriends, so to show him that she can be fun-loving and adventurous and carefree, she decides to go cage diving with her sister. The cord snaps and they get submerged 47 metres below the surface, and there's sharks surrounding them everywhere, and everything that could go wrong in that movie goes wrong. They're running out of air, they're injured, they don't know if the boat with the people who actually took them out to the ocean is going to help them or not.
It's actually really well done though, because obviously at points they have like the dream,
there's
when it's like
hallucination sequence.
and I think that's really cool. I like that bit.
Okay, well,
I think we should ask Mason his
I was
favourite
about to say,
film then, because if you've not watched the top two
ever,
water-based
You're
films,
falling behind.
what's some of
Tell
your
us.
favourite films that have water as a main theme?
I don't want to be that guy.
the Jaws.
Jaws 1.
You were gonna be that guy. I asked you before the podcast.
No, but I know, but like Jaws 1 is
Absolutely.
Jaws 1 and Jaws 2 are two incredible movies, and I think Jaws is like a movie franchise that gets ruined and worse as the movies go on because they miss the point of.
Absolutely, yeah, totally. I totally agree with you.
I'm not a shark movie expert, but I think when you make a shark movie about the shark, that's the main thing of it. That's when the movies become a bit droll and dull.
Right.
Good point.
That's what you were talking about with The Shallows. The shark is a plot point, but the movie's not about the shark.
It's about her and her struggle.
Yeah.
In Jaws 1,
Actors.
Brody, he's the...
Totally.
And it's about his struggle. It's not about, let's kill a big shark like Jaws 4 is and
that
Jaws
seems
3
to
is.
be like the thing stopping him from, totally.
I've not seen Jaws in a while. Which one is Brody?
Brody's like the main guy.
He's the
Rob
main guy in
Schneider.
Jaws 1. He's the dad.
Okay.
He's the
cool,
one
cool.
that shoots the shark at the end.
Okay.
In
cool.
Jaws 1 and 2.
Yeah.
The second one. Sorry, go on.
So, for example, someone like Sophie, who up until a year ago hadn't seen either Jaws or The Shallows, which one would you prefer? Like, because Jaws is a classic, but it was made in, it's quite dated now.
Oh, absolutely.
If you look back.
1975. I want to say.
1975.
When I watched, I think Jaws was my first Steven Spielberg film, and I fell in love with it, like purely from a directorial point of view. But The Shallows, I enjoyed like the realism of it, and like I was genuinely petrified. But I don't know, it's hard.
totally
love
different
them
though.
for totally
very,
different
very
reasons.
different.
Yeah.
Like I would never watch Jaws and be like, oh my god, a shark could easily do that to me because the graphic design is pretty awful. But I loved Steven Spielberg and what he did with it.
Right.
And
What I love about Jaws is that it is a Steven Spielberg film, and I think obviously back in 1975. This is revolutionary, but I'd never seen this before, so people might have been freaking out then. And now watching it now, I understand it's totally dated and stuff, but I kind of grew up with it. And my dad said, "Okay, Jaws, we'll watch Jaws," and it might be quite scary, but it's fine. It's a Steven Spielberg film, and his other films, are quite not daft, but fantasy-like,
family oriented.
So I always knew it'd be okay. You know what I mean? I even still get scared. See, even I think scared's the wrong word, but like. See when you see like GIFs on Twitter and stuff, and it's like the shark going mental and he's like coming onto the boat and stuff, and it looks totally daft. It's totally a Spielberg shark, but that image still kind of freaks me out. I still get a weird feeling, and I think that's the beauty of the film. Like, it's a timeless classic just because it still gives you that feeling. It's still part of Steven Spielberg's sort of fantasy world,
It kind of as well makes you want to watch films from that era, I think.
Yeah.
Like it makes you want to watch like 70s, 80s films.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because it's just like the fashion and the music and everything like that is a massive part of it.
I'm assuming you've not had any. This is a question to Dom. I'm assuming you haven't had any bad experiences with sharks in your life.
Nope.
Or any experience whatsoever.
With sharks?
Yeah,
No, nothing
okay.
personal, nope.
You always say though that you would love to, like that you would love
Yeah,
to
like
die
my dream
that
is,
way.
I would, if I'm going to go out, I want to go out shark attack.
But my point is, why do you love the film so much? Is it just because that's where your imagination goes, or did you have?
Probably,
sort
well,
of...
I grew up in the ocean, genuinely. We've been swimming our whole lives. We always...
Right, I
used
get
to-
you.
Like, our family had a house in a place called Coney Island in Ireland, and it was by the ocean. And the palace of it looks a lot like the Shallows when it's sunny.
Really?
So, yeah, that takes me back. And I love just being in the water. I love fantasizing about being attacked by sharks.
Fantasizing about being attacked by sharks. Really? Have you ever swam with dolphins?
Nope, I've never swam with...
I done that in
any wild
2008.
animals, actually.
Swam with dolphins. Terrifying.
The milk represents your life.
So yeah, that's made me want to go get a drink of water. So here we go. Dom, thank you very much for that. I'm enjoying a smart water here. See if you can hear this ASMR. Speaking of ASMR, I've got a little clip that's got no relevance to any of this, but I just thought it was really funny. Back at episode 34 again, we were talking about our favourite movies of 2017. I think I was talking about Dunkirk, a great film from that year, but just I thought maybe it was a little bit overrated. And as I was talking about it, Ewan Ferguson, my lovely co-host, thought it'd be a good idea to start eating a steak bake. So I'm just saying it's not as good as people say it is. That's what I was.
Yeah, fair enough.
Okay, we'll talk later.
Do you not remember? Do you not remember?
You just slowly trying to get the chicken.
I just went to take a bite of my steak, mate, and it just went.
Try again.
Wait. I know. It was like
The air coming out.
I was like, wow.
Just farted.
Wow.
Try to do that again. Right, I'm close.
ASMR.
I don't know.
Hang on, let's get that
Let's
side.
get Snapchat out.
You're not working.
What's going on?
It really worked the first two
It's
times.
like ASMR.
Yeah.
Your life will run out today.
So there you go, Dom puts me in the mood for some water, Ewan put me in the mood for some Greggs. In fact, that's not true at all. I had a steak bake the other day, I was waiting for the train, and the steak bake was so bundy, it all fell out of the steak bake onto my hand, and it burned my hand. It burned my hand. It was ridiculous. But anyway, I digress as usual, as we like to do here on the Good Bit podcast. Another one of those random episodes where we just have a random topic, a generic topic, and we all throw suggestions in, was back at episode number 36. This is one of my favourite episodes we've ever done. It's called Movies That Will Be Future Classics. What movies that have came out over the years that, you know, over the last recent years, you know, maybe the last 10 years or so, are going to be looked at as some of the greatest films of all time. And as we got going, we started talking about the films of an amazing director, and his name is Wes Anderson. When I think of this topic, the first film that comes to my mind, I don't know why, but it is The Grand Budapest Hotel.
Yes, that's on my list.
I don't know why.
That's at the top of my list in capital letters.
I have no idea why. Maybe it's just because I've seen other lists with that kind of like the thumbnail being that. Maybe
What's
that's
that?
the case.
2017.
No, 2014. That's
2014.
but I don't know why. It is every single time I think about what film now are we still going to be watching over and over and over again and not being sick of right now. The first one that comes to mind is Grand Budapest,
Yeah,
the Wes
because
Anderson film.
It's genius.
It's
Like,
genius.
It's amazing.
The beautiful pictures in it, the acting in it, the music in it is amazing. Direction is great, and the cast is fucking star-studded. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I think that's what I love most about the aesthetics.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
he puts so much detail into every single scene and every shot. Like it's all like deliberate, and I just love it. I love Wes
I
Anderson.
just love how every director, or most best directors, have their own trademark. Yeah.
And you can tell with
So
Wes
like
Anderson.
J.J. Abrams is like the light beams, and Wes Anderson is the beautiful pictures, and
Yeah.
Tarantino is the over bloody stuff, and
Yeah, and like all the titles. and
Linklater
everything,
is like the is the aspect of time in films and things like that, and Wes Anderson is the one that stands out the most to me because it is the one that's most striking in my opinion.
Yeah, definitely.
Do you know, I'm trying to think of other Wes Anderson
specific.
films that I've seen. I've only seen The Fantastic Mr. Fox, but
I
even
didn't
then,
like
But
that
it is
film.
awesome.
The Fantastic
like
Mr.
it.
Fox.
No, I didn't
Oh,
like
I
it.
So
really- I
good.
liked it.
I don't know if it's because like, did you guys watch it as kids?
No,
Like, when did it come out?
2009.
Oh,
I
2009.
watched it when it came out.
I thought it was 2012.
Yeah, so you were a little baby then.
I was no.
I love.
Are you having a laugh?
To be honest, you're still a baby, so.
Yeah,
like,
very good. 2009, you would
I
have
was
been.
11.
more of a baby.
11
Yeah, little 11-year-old just going to high school.
Actually,
Yeah,
looking
you're
at
a
it,
baby then.
I've not actually seen a lot of his films.
I liked
once.
Life Aquatic. Did anyone see that?
I've not seen that one. No.
Or what's the hotel one?
Not
The
seen
really. What's
Moonrise Kingdom,
No, the hotel one. What's it called?
Grand Budapest.
No. Oh no, shit. No, not that. What's it called? The Royal Tenenbaums. That's it.
Okay.
Oh, right,
It's,
okay.
it's nothing. Well, no, it's no, there's not really hotels in that. I don't know why I thought.
The hotel one is the Grand Budapest Hotel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, the Royal Tenenbaums is really good. It's really depressing, but like I love that about Wes Anderson. He makes it so like depressing things really beautiful.
Yeah.
But like
But,
without
like,
romanticizing them, like it's nice.
Yeah, good point.
Like a lot of what you like writes, like the script in Royal Tenenbaums is really beautiful. You need to watch it. It's,
I'll
I know I've
check
not,
it out.
I've not seen it.
I've not seen it either.
it's a really good film.
So quick fire. Favorite Wes Anderson film, Becca.
The Royal the Royal Tenenbaums is really good.
You.
Grand Budapest.
Yeah, I'm saying.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. There's another one. Rushmore. That's a big one.
Rushmore.
I've never
Moonrise
seen Moonrise Kingdom.
Moonrise Kingdom's the other
That's one I've not
Life
seen.
Aquatic. I came in to watch that.
one. Moonrise Kingdom's great.
Yeah, I've got that on DVD. I can give you.
I think it's on Netflix.
Is it? Oh, I'm gonna watch that
I
today.
think so.
Okay, what other films then? So Grand Budapest. We'll put that in the list.
Mm-hmm. That has
Ali?
to be on the list.
I've got a wee list. I think the one that hits off the top of my head because I already rewatch it would be The Dark Knight.
Yeah.
That's
Yes.
2008,
Yes.
so it's still 10 years, and it's probably
That's almost
That's-
already reaching that status, isn't it?
But I would argue
But it's-
just that trilogy in
On
general.
general.
one of the best trilogies ever. Yeah.
But Dark Knight specifically
Yeah,
is a
yeah.
film.
It is the
that-
best
it's,
one.
I've rewatched it a million times. It's one of those, like I can rewatch the Batman films, but especially that film, and especially just the way it's done. It's so smart, and and the accent. Obviously, Heath Ledger is rocks a ball. Christian Bale, obviously, Christian Bale does not have a bad film.
I think Christian Bale doesn't get enough credit for those films.
He doesn't, because they focus more on the ones where he puts more into his
Well, people.
I like
physical
Christian
weight
Bale.
loss.
He's had a
and
good
thing.
few films, like American Psycho is really good.
Yeah,
Like when he tries and shoves a cat in a cat machine.
he's good in that. He's good in like
Sorry.
he's good in stuff like he's got another film that's out. It's not out yet, and it's a really what's it called? The Hostiles or something. And my stepmom and stuff have seen it, and they've said he's plays a blinder in it. But everything he does, he plays a blinder in. You know, even Terminator Salvation, which obviously a lot of people say isn't a very good film, he still plays a blinder. Like he doesn't have a bad film. I didn't like American Hustle as a film, but I thought he was great in it.
I've not seen American Hustle.
Yeah, I didn't enjoy
I
that
didn't
either.
like. I thought it was. Yeah, just didn't think it was that great. But he's great in it.
That's what I want to.
You know, it's going to be very interesting to see, you know, if any films that came out in 2018 are going to be regarded as highly as, you know, classic films will be in 20 years' time, you know. Will, you know, Avengers Infinity War or A Quiet Place or Searching or Leave No Trace, and these smaller films that are really underdog films for Film of the Year or even for top 10s, you know, will they be considered classics in 20 odd years' time? Who knows? But it's going to be very exciting. And you know, when you look back, you'll know that they were all discussed here on the Good Bit podcast. And will there be any films, I'm just trying to find segues here, will there be any films that will be considered favourite films of all time? I don't know. However, on episode number 40 this year, myself, Aaron and Ewan did our top 10 films of all time. It was a huge topic, required a lot of thought. So what we did was, we managed to sit down together for over an hour and just count down our 10 favourites of all time. For purposes of, you know, a highlight sort of episode and for like a best bit sort of thing, I just gathered all of our number 10 picks. So right now, let's look back at episode number 40. What was my number 10 favourite film of all time? What was Ewan's? What was Aaron's? Here it is right now. Great at maths, Ewan. Beethoven,
good.
The math wizard. Okay, let's get started then.
Got an A.
Ewan Ferguson, Beethoven. What is your number 10 favourite film of all time?
Shit, I'm not ready.
This is a big deal. This is remastered.
Number 10.
Here we go.
Number 10, The Revenant.
Whoa, okay, go.
It wasn't on my list 2 years ago, although it was out.
You had seen it, yes.
Yes. So.
But then that's what Aaron's saying about.
We watched
it together
in the cold cinema.
In the cold cinema. Conveniently cold. Yes.
We've seen a lot of films together.
Yeah.
Or a fair
BVS, Dawn of Justice. My favourite. I just think it was really clever. I didn't think, oh, this is so amazing, but I did think it was really good.
Yeah.
And the whole natural lighting thing. And I watched it again recently.
Is it only natural light?
Yeah, it's all shot in natural light.
Yeah.
No light. I did not know
So
that.
it's like they've got a half an hour.
They only shot like an hour each day.
Yeah, crazy.
And there was a time.
I have to rewatch it. Must rewatch it.
Yeah, so I rewatched it because someone was talking about it. I rewatched it and I was like, yeah, that's really good. Not quite the same as in the cinema, but
no,
good.
Okay, great. That was only 1:03.
That's good. We
There
should
you
keep
go.
that up.
That's minutes all you need.
Yeah.
Really.
Aaron Dockard, number 10.
My number 10 is a film called Patterson. It's by a director called Jim Jarmusch.
Adam Driver film.
Adam Driver film. Came out in 2016. I watched it in January. I watched it a month ago. And it is one of the ones that I then watched 2 more times in the space of a couple of days. Because I just wanted to find out more. It's one of these films where nothing happens but everything happens. It's about a bus driver who writes poetry. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful film.
I really wanted to see it for my top 10 of 2016 and I never did, and I still haven't.
Yeah, it's really inspiring. It made me want to write poetry and sort of, I don't know, see life for what it is. Because he just sits back and he has his routine and he just watches life go by. And not in a negative way, but he takes so much in and he lives, don't know.
I just don't think he can do anything wrong at this point, Adam Driver.
And Jim Jarmusch is it's really his vision. I watched one of his early films and it was weird, but something about it. Loved it.
Great. Cool. Well, my number 10 is a special film to the three of us. My number 10 is The Hateful Eight.
See, we have similar taste.
Yeah, we do have similar taste.
Yeah.
Because we, the three of us saw this together in January 2016, and then a few months later we did the last top 15. And, you know, getting caught up in the hype and stuff, and we hadn't done that top 10 of that year yet, and that was my number 1 that year. And I was also considering my top picks from 2017 if I'd wanted to put that on the list, but I still think it's too soon. Because I might still be caught up in the hype of these films, like Baby Driver and The Last Jedi. So, I thought this was a good cut-off for Hateful Eight. It is a new Tarantino. You know, as you said earlier on, you watch films that you've never seen before. Like, these are completely different films. No film is like this.
No.
Pulp Fiction and Cowbell and all that nonsense. And then a new one comes out. It's like when, you know, your favourite, you know, album is released. And you don't get new music from that person for another couple of years, then a new thing comes out and it's like, oh my god, it's a new whoever. This is the same thing, it's a new Tarantino. And I love the cast, I love the comedy, just hits all the right spots. Great experience. We went to an abandoned cinema in the West End of Glasgow, and we had couches and glass bottles of Coke. Really great experience.
Amazing.
And Aaron experienced a Tarantino film for the first time ever.
Me too.
It was the first time I saw a Tarantino film in the cinema.
I tell a lie. That's I meant to say.
Yeah,
same
in
as
the
you.
cinema. So it was a great experience, and I cannot wait for his next film because I'm hoping it's going to be as special. So number 10 is The Hateful Eight.
And Margot Robbie will be in it.
Is she?
Apparently.
Number
I don't
9?
need a minute because my number 8 is The Hateful Eight.
You're number 9, you mean?
My number 9 is Born Supremacy.
Go!
You ask about my breath.
So yes, that's our number 10 of all time. If you want to go and check out the whole countdown, it's actually one of the better episodes in the history of The Good Bit. It's episode number 40. It's available on YouTube at CM42TV. Just search The Good Bit Podcast episode 40. You'll find it there, dead easy. It's also on iTunes, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Podbean, Podomatic, everywhere that you can find The Good Bit Podcast. So check it out for our full top 10 films of all time lists. Moving on to something a little bit different now. On episode number 45 in 2018, I was joined by Leo and Sal from my favourite band, and I know your favourite band, Taped Live. Taped Live are a local band and two of my best friends in the whole world who perform, wrote, sing, drum, guitar, the theme song and the soundtrack to not only the Good Bit podcast, but for CM42 TV on YouTube as well. So it was nice to sit down with Leo and Sal and talk to them about the history of their band, the creation of Taped Live, and I asked them what are some really funny and some really bad experiences that they have had on stage throughout their illustrious career. But I just wanted to ask, before we go, a few stories that you have maybe from being on stage. Any horrific moments?
Well, there's plenty.
Embarrassing moments or whatever that you could talk about?
The last gig, Lewis was
What was the last gig?
The audio one.
Was that the one I was there?
Yeah. So the Lewis decided to help the previous band out cover a couple of their songs and like play guitar with them. And during that one, his string snapped.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So that was fine because it was their band and we didn't really care. But no.
was that the Coyotes or was that?
No, that was
Highway 491.
They were good too.
Yeah. They were good. Yeah.
The guy with the harmonica. He was cool.
So after that, Lewis put the new string on but forgot to tune it.
Yeah. So I'd hastily restrung my guitar and all that, and I only used this guitar for like 2 songs in the set. Mm-hmm. So for the first half of the set, I used my other guitar. It was fine. And I changed to this guitar. And again, I think it's funny. That's like the worst time I've ever played it because one of the strings was just completely not even tuned. So I started playing. We started the song and I started playing the riff. And it's just not working. And I'm like, what is wrong? And I couldn't figure out what was wrong. And I'm like trying to tune the string halfway through the song, and I just stopped for a big section to try and tune it. And it's so bad that I tune, I can't even do it.
Yeah, then we just like we tuned it for like the last sort of section of the song.
So the bit
and we nailed the last section.
It was the best last section ever.
The bit in the song where like it breaks and all that and stops, there's a pause. I just stop and I'm like, I'm sorry everyone, I have to tune my guitar. I fix it, and then we come back in and the rest of the song goes fine. But it's horrible when stuff like that happens. In a way, it's out of your control.
Yeah.
But it wasn't because it was my fault.
You know, my favourite part about that was when you were trying to do it, you were just like. You can see the concentration on your face, and then you realise that like no music was being played. You're like, "Come on, Sal, play some music."
Yeah, so while I'm like dying up on stage trying to fix my guitar, he's just sitting there with that.
You can't really fill a room with just the drums.
There's nothing worse. I've obviously experienced it as well when you're standing on stage. And for me, I've forgotten a line or something.
Yeah, just something goes wrong,
and everybody like. Obviously, because in terms of doing plays or whatever, people, there's 100 odd people staring at you anyway for 2 hours, but you never notice it because you're on fire and you're on the ball and you're in the zone or whatever. But then as soon as you come out of that and you don't know what you're doing, it just feels like, oh my god, everybody's looking at me, and oh my god, I'm in the middle of a play, and it's just it all hits you.
Like you kind of have like an alter ego.
Yeah, totally, 100%. So I don't know if that's the same you use.
It's the exact same, yeah. But no, that technical problems is the most common thing. Like
probably.
Some cables not working, or like if you're in a place. We've played shows before where we've turned up and they've just not given us a sound check.
Yeah. So
there's been like 4 or 5 bands playing and they've just not had time to give us a sound check. So we go on stage and it doesn't sound good. It just doesn't sound good.
You need a sound check.
Other bad experiences, I guess, would be like when no one turns up.
Yeah.
Has that happened?
That's happened before.
I think
really?
Not no one, but like a very small, like less
the
than
least
10
people we've played to was about 3, I think. It was really awkward.
You would think. I certainly thought this before we started playing gigs, that playing to more people would be more scary. It's really not.
No, at all. I'll tell you that as well.
See when you're playing to like less than 10 people and you can see everyone's face watching you.
Totally.
It's terrifying. I hate it.
That's happened to me before in terms of so say we've had 4 shows and because those 4 shows have sold out, we had to add a 5th show during the day. So it's great, we get to an extra show. But that day show, maybe there's like 10 people there, and it's just odd. But then the other ones are packed, and it's like, this is great, and there's like a sort of atmosphere in the room. But when there's little people,
that's the thing. See when there's little people show up, we're not really feeling it. We still try and like play our best. But we're not super into it like as much as we would be if there was like 50 people in the room.
The atmosphere definitely makes a huge difference.
Yeah, we tend to play a lot better when there's like a full room of people.
Yeah.
Like the times we played King Tut's, they've been brilliant.
Oh yeah.
I've not been one there before. No, it seems like a cool venue.
It's probably the best venue we've played. It's really fun.
Yeah. What about the time you did the O2?
That was good.
Or was it the ABC?
The O2 Arena in London.
I was trying to make it sound massive.
The O2 ABC too, which coincidentally burnt down after we played it.
Yeah.
We ran in time.
Yeah. that was a fun gig. It wasn't like super busy, but
it was quite busy. There were about 100 folk.
Yeah, I think it holds like 400 bucks. So.
Yeah.
I mean, but those are 100 people who, enjoyed it and are now fans, you know what I mean? It's all...
Well, not necessarily.
Soon you'll be dead.
A huge thank you to Leo and Sal for not only letting us use their music on CM42 TV and the Good Bit podcast, but for coming on episode number 45 and chatting to me, to me and you, the listener, about their movies that they love and, the history of them as a band. Now, when bad experiences happen in life, whether it be on stage or whether it just be in your day-to-day routine, it can cause some misery. And one of the more popular segments on the show, and one that we haven't actually touched on a lot this year, is Ewan's Misery Corner. It was mainly 2017 when it became a proper thing, but we would get you'd get the listeners to send in some misery, some questions, some agony aunt suggestions, some hard times that they were going through in their life, and we asked our favourite diabetic Ewan Ferguson to answer those questions and to help them out, help the listeners out. And since there wasn't many segments this year, we decided to do a whole episode dedicated to Ewan's Misery Corner. It was episode number 41. We had a few drinks, and this is what we came up with for the Misery Corner special. Hello everybody, welcome to Ewan's Misery Corner, the very special edition. I am joined here by the host of Ewan's Misery Corner, Ewan Ferguson.
How are you?
Great. I'm eating a donut.
Eating the old donut, the old D-nut.
Do not interrupt me.
Yes.
Donut.
Well, while you enjoy an old D-nut, we're going to read out some of the listener suggestions.
Yep.
Listener problems.
Thank you for sending so many in, by the
So
way.
I must admit, this has been building up for over a year.
So
I've been building up the responses. There hasn't been many, but the ones we've been sent in
from the far corners of the world,
have been very interesting. Okay,
set the tone.
The first problem has been sent in by a lovely young man, and his email reads: "Hello, Beethoven. Thank you for providing the corner for us to relate to. Here's one. My teacher is refusing to fill in my grade papers at school. I know I'm doing well with my studies, but I am not being rewarded for my hard work. She said that she will fully look over my papers if I help her with extended studies after hours. What could she mean by this? What should I do?"
Honestly, I think you just have to man up and give her a dicking. That is what you need to do. That's obvious. That's clearly what she wants. The whole thing sounds like the plot of a porno.
Yeah.
That whole email. You just need to. I'd actually like to get to know more about your situation, because I need to know the age of the teacher. I need to know if she's hot. I need to know all these things.
I'd quite like to get to know the teacher.
Yeah, I'd like to hear her point of view on what the help is.
Request for the teacher to send in a wee email.
So if
we've got teacher live.
The teacher definitely does not listen, but maybe
she does.
Maybe we can hear so maybe you could get your teacher to write to us, or we'll get in touch with her, tell her what the problem was, what we think was being, you think's going 100%. Wrong. And I think honestly, if you're doing really well and you want to be you shouldn't have to be rewarded for doing well. Like, if you know you're doing well, then why do you need rewarded?
Very good point,
Okay.
Ewan.
I'm going.
Thank
down,
you very much, Ross. For
going
saying
down
that.
south.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
South.
Okay.
Nice.
Michael from Johannesburg,
That's very south.
South Africa.
So south. Yeah.
Hi,
okay.
Ewan. Love your corner.
Oh,
Ah.
My cat died last night.
is that it?
You shouldn't be laughing. There's more. I miss her. Any advice?
Oh, it's only been one night and you miss it. Okay.
I miss her. Any advice?
When right, was it last night as in like yesterday night, or was it like last night when he sent the email?
When he sent the email.
And how long ago was
We've been
that?
asking this for a year.
Because he might have already
got. It might have been another one. Okay.
Got another cat.
That might be alright.
This is the email. I miss her. Any advice? I'm not sure if I should get another one or not. I know I can't replace Snuggles. Just wondering what you would do.
Get her, pussy. Nah, like, I mean, okay. I
thought this was sent in February. I'm not sure.
We're all on a time bomb.
Oh wow.
We're all gonna die. As hard as that is to say, we are. And do you know, if we get caught up with cats and dogs, then what's the point? Do you know what I mean? You need to think about us.
Okay, next one. Here we go. I can't really remember some of these. Okay, next one.
Bet you can't.
Dear the Good Bits Misery Corner.
This is a long one. I can see in the reflection. Of
I have been lying to my boyfriend, and have been telling him that I am allergic to squirrels.
You can't even read it, Chris.
It's just so ridiculous. Okay.
Is it?
Is that Chris?
Sorry. I have been lying to my boyfriend and have been telling him that I am allergic to squirrels.
Okay.
However, recently, I have befriended a nice squirrel that lives in my back garden and was hoping to introduce the two of them. I think they could be good friends and would allow me to have some alone time. Please discuss. Cheers. That is from Cindy in Cincinnati, Ohio.
Okay, Cindy. Let's get down to the real meat of this fucking butcher shop, right? Are you... What is the relationship between... Wait.
I don't know.
You've been telling your boyfriend that you are allergic to squirrels, but yet you've just said that you've befriended one. So...
Yeah, but I think she's in a bit of a sticky situation now, because now he's wondering why has she befriended a squirrel when she shouldn't be going near any squirrel in the first place.
I think the real problem here... Cindy, I think the real problem here is you.
Oh my goodness.
Cindy, thank you for writing this column in that you're getting berated now.
I think the real problem is you. Why? First off, why would you say that you were allergic to squirrels? Where would that come from? Why would that be brought up in conversation? Well, I suppose I understand, but why would you lie about something like that?
It's pretty serious.
Yeah, especially if you're in a relationship.
Yeah. Are you in a relationship with a squirrel? Is that... No, you can't.
I don't think that's what she's saying at all, Ewan.
I don't know, you big bestiality banger. I don't know.
She's not having sexual relations with the rodent. She is befriended
she's
one.
won some alone time, or is that just with herself?
I think but I think she's sick of always having to be around the husband.
Okay.
Or the boyfriend, sorry.
And then she likes the squirrel.
And she saw the squirrel and said, "Oh, you'd get on great with whatever his name is, Charles."
Yeah.
And maybe
Charles and Cindy.
if they two get together, Cindy can chill for a bit.
Cindy from
Cincinnati. So
Ohio.
basically, she is wanting someone that can be friends with her boyfriend, so she doesn't have to deal with him for a wee bit.
Just a wee bit.
I've lost track.
Well, I mean, I'm
You wanna move
certain that there's thing like, does he not? Cindy, just fuck up.
The milk represents your life.
Back to episode. What number is this now? This is episode 43. Now, this is one of my favourite episodes ever because it's so random. It's so sort of natural. It's just myself and Aaron Dockard. Me and Aaron are the two original Good Bit panelists. It used to just be the two of us before he left and I started, going around and recording around and getting new people in every time. But it used to be myself and Aaron D. So sometimes it's nice when he just comes back from London, where he lives now, back to Glasgow, back to Good Bit Studios, and we get to catch up. and we started talking about a subject. Why do we still go to the cinema? And it's actually one of my favourite episodes just because it's so loose and it's so fun. And on that episode, we kind of had like a production meeting, you know, kind of like talking about future plans together on, you know, in podcasting terms and what we desire to get out of podcasting. So it's kind of like you guys as the listeners, you can be kind of like a fly on the wall for a conversation that myself and Aaron had nowadays, you know, since we've moved on to bigger and better things, rather than just two guys sitting in a studio talking, we're now big and busy all the time. So it's kind of nice, this is kind of a nice clip, myself and Aaron sitting together chatting about what we desire and what we want from podcasting. Enjoy.
Oh yeah, I would say I say on the podcasting episodes sometimes that I really should just start my own tennis podcast. Because I have so much to bloody say.
Making a racket with Aaron Dockard.
Yeah.
Tennis racket. And then you
game set
podcast.
Game set podcast.
That's it.
Yeah, I don't. Maybe I'm not quite comfortable enough in my own skin yet to do a podcast on my own.
You need
Yeah, I don't know. And I
took me a while.
I also want to start a tennis blog or some sort of blog because a lot of people do blogs, and some people, you should look into this as well, because some people, one of Anna's friends, she did a travel blog. She travelled to a few places on holiday and did a blog, and she did pictures and nice things about where she travelled, and now she's paid by a company to travel places and write about
review things and stuff. Yeah, there's ways to do it. There's YouTubers who are paid by retailers to review movies.
Well, that's the other medium of the vlog.
Yes, well,
which I also
could do that as well.
I'm tempted to get into, you know.
Yeah, well,
I'm just not comfortable enough.
See, listen,
with myself.
you see me doing all these things, and you're like, I should just do it as well. And I'm telling you, it's easy.
Yeah.
You just have to stick to it, and that's the biggest thing that's always haunted me. And I finally got something like The Good Bit and CM42 TV and things like that I have stuck with, and now it's once you have proven to yourself
you can
that you're sticking with it, you do. It's that initial because everybody gets so excited about starting something new, and they're going, "This is my new thing, and I'm going to do it from now on, and it's going to be great." But if you don't do it, then you just don't do it.
Yeah,
it's not, you know,
you're not going to die, but you just
personal.
don't do it.
It's nothing. You just don't. But if you do, you stick at it, and I think that's the case here. Because there's been times on the podcast where I've not done episodes for months, and I'm like, why have I done this? You know what I mean? And eventually I get back to it, but if you stick to it, you're in a mind frame where you're just wanting to promote all the time and stuff.
Well, we've had a bit of a radio silence at podcasting.
We did say it was a season finale.
It was a season finale.
That's fine. You can take a break.
We take a wee break, and we also had we were intensively together for a week. We did about 3 episodes of a live podcast every day. Unfortunately, they're not anywhere for people to listen to.
Didn't they recorded at all?
They were recorded, but I'm not sure we can publish them.
Right.
But you'll never hear them. They were very good, but we did 3 live episodes broadcast to a drama college live, sort of on the intercoms. We did really three a day for a week, so that's quite intense. We're taking a break after that.
Yeah, I'd be podcasted.
And I'm happy to be back on stretching my podcasting limbs.
Branching out to other ones.
Yeah, and every time I come here, I do think about starting another one.
Is it just me? Did I just give you? Did I get your creative juices flowing?
Yeah,
I like to think I do that. Also, I like to try and make these relationships with other people. I've done that quite a lot recently, and I've been quite
creative
happy with that. Other
relationships,
podcasts and other bands who I'm sure people will be listening to on this episode and stuff like that. So it's cool. It's really cool.
I mean, of course, you always know you've got a sister podcast down in London who will always promote you.
Yeah, well, that's nice, and I hope one day when I do come down to visit, which is going to be a matter of weeks, hopefully.
Oh yes, you should. Yeah. You always say this every year.
Listen, I'd love to, but when it gets down to it, it's like what you're saying about starting a vlog. You'd love to, but when it comes down to do it, you go, I don't know if I could do it.
Yeah, I know. But you should come to Perth.
I know. I'll definitely come to Perth. I don't know about London. When I get some money, I'll come to London.
Cheap tickets, train tickets to Perth.
Yeah.
And I'm creating a little outhouse where
studio.
We can do a podcasting episode and maybe do a good bit.
Yeah, of course we will. We'll do both.
Do both.
It'll be good fun. But there we go. Thanks for listening.
Yeah, this has been a podcast about podcasts.
Yeah, that's the beauty of it, isn't it? We can just chat.
This is the other thing. To continue on the subject of podcasts, and we've spoken about this before. Like, I don't know. I'm finding it hard to know what people want because A, no one texts in. B, views are they listens. They happen. Sometimes they don't. I don't know. I would personally. I felt like I would want a rigid structure that you know what you're going to get every time, and like, oh, this is this bit. This is the corner bit of the podcast.
Yes.
But then I started listening to a few, and some episodes they just call them rabbit hole. Because they go down a rabbit hole of conversation.
Yes.
They do a really long intro and then they say, right, let's open up an envelope and the subject is your first day at school. They just do a rabbit hole for an hour and I'll love it.
Yeah.
But there's no structure at all.
Yeah. I think
that's what podcasts are for.
What I was saying a minute ago, when I was trying to promote the show and create these relationships and stuff, I've had to kind of not sell the show, but kind of do a little introduction for new listeners.
Yeah.
What's your show about or whatever. And I always tend to say it's quite loose and quite fun and silly, and it's just actors who are trying to figure everything out.
Yeah.
Trying to act as if they know what they're talking about, and I think it comes off quite funny because that kind of is the structure. The structure, there's no structure. You know what I mean? The structure is we'll talk about this movie here, and then we might do if Ewan's on, we'll do the misery corner. Yeah. If we've got questions, we'll answer them. We'll play it by ear. And I think we have to get this sort of audience base where no matter what episode goes up,
they know what they're.
It'll definitely not necessarily know it again, but they'll definitely listen. If we say we're going to talk about different flavours of milk for an hour, people know it's us, so they'll download it. I want to get to that stage. You know what I mean?
That's exactly what we're trying to do as well.
That's
because you don't care what they talk about because it's the people.
It's the people. Yeah, that's my goal anyway. I'm not obviously making money and stuff would be great, but in terms of entertainment purposes, I just want them to go. It's a new good bit. Chris and Aaron will be there. Ewan's on, great.
If it was two uninteresting people and it was like a rabbit hole episode, obviously you're not going to listen to it. You don't want to listen to two people rabbit on about. Well, this is what's happening now. But do you know what I mean?
This is like a production meeting.
Yes, well, you've had a fly in the wall, an ear on the wall.
I do like that idea
blind
though.
Fly on the wall.
If we just get someone, a complete stranger, let's just let Aaron blow his nose.
Sorry.
So yes, in 2018 we not only cracked 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, we did not only get to 40 episodes, but we reached our 50th episode spectacular. And on the episode we talked about movies that we have watched the most in our life. What are those movies that you just switch on and watch whenever? And a lot of the films that were coming up were horror movies. And I'm not really a big horror film guy, so I asked the question to the panel with Leanne and Ewan, what's the appeal of horror films? And they told me here on episode 50. You said earlier on, Legally Blonde, whenever it's on, you'll just switch it on. That's Jaws for me.
Yeah.
I don't know how many times I've just went and got Jaws out the shelf and put it on and watched it all the way through. But I can tell you that a good double figures now of my life. It's been on Channel 4, it's been on ITV2, and it's just been it's been half an hour in, it's been half an hour to go.
You have to go. It doesn't matter.
You just put it on and just maybe because I've seen it so many times I know what part comes next and whatever, but it doesn't matter. It can be the end scene where everything goes down, it could be the start, it could be the one of the killing scenes. It doesn't matter. Just no matter what. My dad's the same. My dad always
killing.
Like the shark killing and whatever, you know what I mean?
I have not seen Jaws.
There's no death in Jaws.
No, I actually haven't.
You didn't see Jaws until recently, then you weren't that interested, were you?
No, I when did you first see it?
Oh, when I was young. I was 2007 or something. It really scared me when I was younger.
So it scared you when you were younger?
Yeah.
I just didn't find... I don't know.
But that's the thing though, it was a horror back in 1975.
It's not even that it didn't look real, it wasn't even that, because it looked real enough.
Yeah.
It was just, I don't know, I just wasn't...
I guess I didn't watch it to be scared, I just liked the film, I don't know. I like the idea of being on the boat and being trapped and stuff, but...
I think I think I'm bad when I go into horrors, because if I hear it's a horror, then I'll go in
I love horror movies so much.
If I'm not scared at all, then I'll leave oh, well... I think that's why I hated Hereditary so much.
Now that's a question.
Because I went in thinking, this is meant to be the scariest film ever.
Yeah.
And I went in and I wasn't
scared
in the slightest.
But do you go into a horror film wanting to be scared?
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, then so why?
Oh, I love the thrill of being scared.
I don't know, but that's why you would watch it.
Yeah.
See, I never got that. Like, I never.
Me and Erin, we love scary things, and like we were always on the hunt to like try and find a scary thing. And see, when Krampus came out, the amount of people that were like, "This movie is so scary. This is terrifying. Oh my gosh, so scary." So me and Erin were gonna go, and Erin was like, before we went, she was like, "Nah, I can't do this. I can't do this."
Yeah.
She was like so nervous and scared for the scary movie. And it's not scary because it's a horror comedy.
Yeah.
Like, it's funny, but we love it. Like, it's one of my Christmas traditions now is to watch Krampus.
I might watch this actually.
So good.
So then, if you go into a horror film, right, and you're not scared, does that make it a bad film?
No.
So I saw the new Halloween recently, and it's not scary, but I really enjoyed the film.
Yeah.
True.
You know, it does make it a bad film, maybe make it a bad horror.
Well, I see I jumped a few times.
Jumps are different. I mean, like, oh, like, that's fine, but I mean, like, scared is a different story. Like, The Shining just fucking scared me.
See, I've never seen that.
You know what I mean? That's the scariest film I've ever seen.
That's the thing is, I've not had any movies that, like, actually, like, scare me. Because
Yeah.
I always guess what's going to happen.
So
Like,
that's what I mean by horror.
Yeah.
Like, what's a horror film?
we watched Insidious the other night, and I'd never seen it before. And that there was a few moments in that that actually, like, made us jump. And then last night we watched Annabelle, which wasn't scary, but there was, like... It was like there was things that just kind of made you like uncomfortable,
Right.
And it kind of made me squirm, and I was like me and Erin were like in my bed, like ooh, like
Yeah.
because
It's
it was
different though,
because there was like
different
a
things
bit where she was like stuck in like a basement, and like like there was a creature there, but she was in the lift like pressing the button, and then the lift opened and it hadn't moved. And then
wow, nice.
that happened like a couple times, and I was like, oh no, don't fuck with that, like I don't fuck with that, like that scared me a little bit. That was good. Well, the whole movie wasn't scary, but like that.
Yeah.
Like, it's when there's like little moments that just kind of like give you a little shiver.
Yeah.
I got a fright because I didn't see it.
What did we go and see? The Bye Bye Man.
I have seen it, but no, The Witch. No, Witch.
We went to see The Bye Bye Man.
I went to that with Emma Campbell. Was she there too?
Yeah.
Oh, we saw The Witch
You
together
were-
as well. The
Witch
three of
as
us.
well, yeah.
You were just there, but you can't remember.
I can't remember you. Sorry. The Bye Bye Man. That wasn't scary, was it?
No, that's
No.
what I'm saying. It was awful.
But remember The Witch. It wasn't scary either.
No, the witch was awful as well.
If I hadn't been told that The Witch was going to be scary,
Yeah.
I would have enjoyed it.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I don't know. I remember being like, oh my god, this is really, really scary. It's gonna mess with you. And I went to see it, and I was like, when?
I know, because we were sitting there like...
Yeah, nothing
happened at all.
And then I remember Ian and Gregor being like,
oh, stunning.
Like, I'm coming over it. It was like...
We were like, nah. Yeah, no.
Right, okay, last thing on horror films.
Uh-huh.
When I'm watching a scary film, I'm like, oh my god, I hope it's ends soon.
Really?
I don't like them.
Oh, I love
Because
them.
I hate being scared.
Oh, baby.
It's fine, it's fine.
Not even worried about it.
But like, for example, once it's finished, I watch the first Halloween in anticipation for the new one.
Uh-huh.
I'm sitting watching
Also
going,
did that.
I'm like, can you
I've not
end,
seen
please? I didn't know there was so many boobs in that.
In Halloween.
Yeah.
There's only like one or two
I
sets.
didn't expect any.
One or two's enough. Why not?
But,
Well,
that's a
it's
good
red.
film though.
Yeah, it's a good film, but again, I was
It's
wanting to
dated.
end. It's dated. The new one I thought did a really good job.
Yeah,
I
thought
really
it
enjoyed
really
the
did
new
well
one.
with the new one.
That's what, you know, like talking about scary films and you're saying like it's dated, that I love watching like old scary
Yeah.
films. Like, see, when you watch the original It,
Oh, it's so bad.
it's
Oh
not
my
scary in
God.
the slightest. It's actually fucking hilarious.
I think
The
you laugh
adults in that
because-
film. Oh my god.
I love like oh my god, the adult actors.
And the originals. Oh, my
god,
god,
they're
they're worst
awful.
ever.
I think
So
you
bad.
laugh because you go, how
Yeah, we're like,
could people find that scary? And
Yeah,
then that's
back
when
but
in
they
the
you
day.
did,
laugh.
but they did.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
No.
nowadays, the new one got really big praise. And I wasn't really a fan.
No, it wasn't scary.
You know?
I didn't think it was scary. I
Everyone's
think
like,
it was
great film, wow. And I was like,
It was a good film.
I don't think it was.
I look forward to the second one.
Like, I don't think it
Yeah.
was like scary, but it did have moments where I was like, ah. Like,
Yeah,
and I
like,
like,
creepy,
I
yeah.
like that. Like, see if a movie has like one bit that makes me like a little bit like, ooh,
Yeah.
then that's fine. You
Okay.
scared me a little bit. You spooked me.
The milk represents your life force, and it runs out today, my fellow.
So there we have it. They were the best bits of the good bit from 2018. A huge year for us, reaching loads of landmarks and breaking loads of our own records. So thank you so much for not only listening to this episode, but thank you so much for listening to any episode in 2018 or before then, or whenever you've ever listened to the good bit. It means the world to me and everybody who comes on the show. As a sort of message to any good bit panelists that may be listening to this, I'd like to personally thank you for coming on and helping me out and being my guests and being my friends this year on the Good Bit podcast. I can't do this show without you all, so you're always doing me a favour, but especially to the audience, you know, you're doing us the biggest favour of all, downloading and listening and giving us your time. We hope you enjoy your stay. So there's just some of the best bits from this past year. Of course, there's always funny and quirky conversations that happen in every episode of the Good Bit podcast. So please stay tuned for 2019, which should be a huge year for us. I can't wait to see what episodes come up, what movies come out, and what we discuss in 2019. Thank you so much for listening to this episode. We hope you've enjoyed, and we hope you've enjoyed the past year of the Good Bit podcast. Until next time, folks, I've been Chris Moffat, and I am the face that runs this place. This is the Good Bit podcast. Recognize.